For today's headlines, World on Knife Edge. DFA readies alert shift should war escalate. IATF updates metrics for alert level. BBM-Sara courts Ilonggo voters. Leni taps EDSA spirit. Duterte ready for an assassination. PCOO's Visayas media hub breaks ground in Mandaue City. Southeast Asian Games slots up for grabs. Good morning, I am Venice Bautista and this is Tribune News on Q. Today is February 25, 2022, and these are the latest news of this Friday morning. United States President Joe Biden on Wednesday said the world will hold Russia accountable over a military onslaught against Ukraine that he warned will cause catastrophic loss of life. In a statement issued shortly after Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the start of military operations in Ukraine, Biden said he would address the U.S. public Thursday to outline the consequences for Russia, calling the attack unprovoked and unjustified. Biden also held a phone call with his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky soon after orders while insisting that the Ukrainian government abandon its pro-Western ambitions. Putin's speech delivered in the early hours of Thursday announced a special military operation. Shortly after, explosions were reported across Ukraine, including in the capital Kyiv. Despite its early preparations, the Department of Foreign Affairs on Thursday said only 4 Filipinos living in Ukraine have availed of government repatriation as Russia began its invasion of the former Soviet state. There are no Filipino workers in Ukraine, but there are more than 300 of them living in Ukraine. 6 Filipinos arrived from Kyiv early this week, and Foreign Affairs Undersecretary Sara Lu Ariola, in a press briefing, said 4 of them are set to depart Ukraine on Thursday, and they are to arrive here the next day. The DFA has sent a delegation to Lviv on February 17 through the Philippine Embassy in Warsaw, Poland. The DFA manages the repatriation of Filipino nationals from Lviv, west to Kyiv in the heart of Ukraine, through the Philippine Honorary Consulate General. The repatriation efforts will be funded by DFA's Assistance to Nationals Fund in close coordination with the Philippine Honorary Consulate General in Kyiv, Philippine Embassy team in Lviv, the Embassy in Warsaw, and the Office of the Undersecretary for Migrant Workers Affairs. The DFA also said that the country's posts in Warsaw, Budapest, and Moscow, and the rest of the Philippine posts in Europe are on standby. Meanwhile, the government has revised the metrics used for determining alert level classifications, including the conditions needed before an area de-escalates to alert level 1 or the new normal. As stated in a resolution ratified by the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases on Thursday, the updated metrics would take highly urbanized cities and independent component cities may be downgraded to alert level 1 if they were deemed low risk or minimal risk for COVID-19, the IATF said. Its total bed utilization rate should also be less than 50%, while fully vaccinated individuals should account for 70% of the target population. 80% of senior citizen target population, or 85% of the people who belong to the sector, should also be fully vaccinated before alert level 1 may be hoisted. If an area shifts to alert level 1, all of its establishments may operate and all activities may be done at full on-site or venue capacity, the IATF said. Business owners and event organizers, however, are mandated to ensure that minimum health measures like proper ventilation, wearing of face masks, and frequent hand washing are observed. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Harry Roque ang pinakamagaling na spokesman, kaya inggit sa kanya ang oposisyon.
Tama lang na ipinaglaban ko ang balik trabaho para bumalik ang kita ng mga nagtatrabaho at naghahanap buhay. Hindi pwedeng magutom ang pamilya. Dapat lang po ingat buhay para sa hanap buhay. Basta trabaho, kita at hanap buhay ang nakataya. Nasa harap niyo po ako.
Ibigay natin ang tudong suporta kay Harry.
Mga katribu, tara na't makiisa at matuto sa mga public service programs hatid ng Kalingang Katribu. Tuwing Lunes, nandyan ang usapang business na magbibigay tips at inspirasyon sa mga aspiring entrepreneurs kasama si Vernon Velasco. Tuwing Miyerkules, usapang pangkalusugan naman ang tatalakayin ni Miss Cory Quirino sa Health and Wellness. At tuwing Biyernes naman, kung legal advice ang kailangan mo, sagot ka na ng Legal Diaries kasama si Elmer Navarro Manuel at mga guest lawyers. Lahat ng yan mapapanood tuwing alas 3:30 ng hapon sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, pababakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
We are back on Tribune News on Q. In a rare move, presidential aspirant and former Senator Bongbong Marcos and his running mate Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio on Thursday held at least 2 campaign rallies in one city in a bid to woo the Ilonggo vote. Between stops, however, Bongbong's team had a chance encounter with his rival Leni Robredo's team in a hotel. Leni's team was led by outgoing Senator Franklin Drilon, with whom Bongbong and his crew, including Narvacan, Ilocos Sur Mayor Chavit Singson, and some of his senatorial bets, exchanged pleasantries with like there was no political circus happening between them. During his speech, Bongbong promised to grant them the benefits provided under the local government code. He also vowed to grant barangay volunteers their honorarium. Meanwhile, Sara underscored Bongbong's experience in public service from being a governor to senator, the reason why she chose him as her partner in the 2022 national elections. She also boasted of the position she held in the city of Davao and proudly stated that under her administration, the city has become debt-free. The presidential daughter vowed to make all government services accessible regardless of one's economic status. Vice President Leni Robredo, who attributed her political awakening to the anti-dictatorship resistance, takes lessons of the 1986 EDSA revolution to the 2022 campaign, where she is in a head-to-head battle with Bongbong Marcos. Leni was a college student 3 decades ago when she rose with thousands of Filipinos in a series of demonstrations that led to the peaceful uprising in Manila's main artery and kicked out Ferdinand Marcos and his family in Malacanang. Now a 56-year-old politician, Leni is against Bongbong in an intense presidential race, reminiscent of their 2016 face-off for the vice presidency. For Leni, she threw her hat in the way 2022 derby to trump old, rotten politics that paved the way for cronyism, corruption, and human rights abuses. Leni is promising a new politics which is efficient, hardworking, transparent, corruption-free, and inclusive leadership that champions the interests of those in the laylayan or fringes of society, like that of the Chinelas or Sandals brand of leadership espoused by her late husband Jesse. For her supporters, this is the kind of government that reflects the aspirations of the Filipinos who trooped to EDSA in February 1986. President Rodrigo Duterte said he was ready to die via assassination at the hands of groups angry over his brutal campaign against the illegal drug trade and communist insurgency. Not that he wants to be murdered, and there were no known kill plots against him, but Duterte said he would die happy for the Philippines since his mission to bring back peace and order while fighting corruption is now over. The president told Daily Tribune in an exclusive interview in Malacanang on Tuesday that if by any chance somebody will try their luck with him because many people are angry at him and many have died because of his strong words, then he cannot do anything about it. He reiterated that it was necessary to eradicate illegal drugs and communist insurgency which destroy families and impede economic development. Duterte had welcomed an alliance with the communists when he sought the presidency in 2016, and he even appointed known leftist personalities to his cabinet. Their relations turned sour early into his term. His peace talks with the communist part of the Philippines' New People's Army also stalled. Asked what his legacy would be, Duterte took pride that his administration fiercely fought corruption in the government. Tribune News on Q will be back. Stay with us.
Ang Daily Tribune may digital shows na din. Dahil sa mas lumalaki at mas lumalakas nating tribu, handog sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang mga programang magbibigay buhay araw-araw. Be informed at mag-good vibes tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Be updated sa news and happenings sa Tribune News on Q. Mas kilalanin pa natin ang mga paborito nyong atleta sa programang The Athletes Tribune. Alamin ang latest entertainment sa programang What's Up. Ma-inspire sa mga kwentong hatid ng Perfect. Search lang ang Daily Tribune sa inyong Facebook at Tribune Now on YouTube. See you there mga katribu! Mapalutong bahay man o sumptuous meal for special occasions, sagot na kayo ng tropang Kalanpag. Dahil atid sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang fun and exciting cooking show na Kalanpag, manood at matuto kung paano lutuin ang mga favorite nyong recipes. Sabayan pa ng fun and inspiring na kwentuhan sa kusina. I-upgrade na rin natin ang mga nakasanayang traditional dish ng pamilya. Plus, healthy tipid tips na ibabahagi ng tropang Kalanpag. Matuto, mabusog, at ma-good vibes dito lang sa Kalanpag. Tuwing Lunes, 10:30 AM sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Makinig at makisali sa usapan every Friday night at 6 PM sa I Speak Katribu Podcast. Samahan sina Daniel at Alvin na pag-usapan ang mga relevant topic na tiyak kakarelatean nyo mga katribu. At pagdating ng Sunday at 7 PM, Speak Your Mind with our I Speak program na sasagot sa mga tanong regarding the latest and relevant issues sa paligid natin. I-like at i-follow nyo ang Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube para updated ka sa mga latest episode namin mga katribu.
are still watching Tribune News on Q. In other news, Visayas will soon have its own government media hub that will cater to tailor-fitted news and information for its regions, as Presidential Communications Operations Office, or PCOO, Secretary Martin Andanar led the groundbreaking ceremony this morning. The facility will rise within the 3,000 square meter property of the Department of Information and Communications Technology in Barangay Subang Taku. According to Secretary Andanar, the Visayas Media Hub will serve as the main government broadcast for Central, Eastern, and Western Visayas. He said the world-class media hub is part of their vision in the wider PCOO family to ensure that they provide tailored news and information, establish direct connectivity with the public, and bring the government closer to the Bisaya people, especially in preparation for during the times of calamities and disasters and their aftermath. The PCOO proper will take the lead in managing and maintaining the facility, and much like the Mindanao Media Hub, VMH will also house other PCOO-attached agencies such as the Philippine Broadcasting Service, Philippine Information Agency, Philippine News Agency, and Radio Television Malacanang. Now for our sports news, after a long layoff, the country's top amateurs and rising stars ease back into the swing of the things, disputing not just a regular championship but berths on the national team no less. The first of the grueling two-part 8-round eliminations for spots in the national squad set to be in the Southeast Asian Games in Vietnam in May kicks off today at the Luisita Golf and Country Club in Tarlac, where Bianca Pagdanganan claimed the individual gold and led her team of LK Go and Abby Arevalo to victory in the 2019 edition of the Biennial Regional Games. Pagdanganan and Arevalo have since turned pros, paving the way for the formation of an entirely new squad for this year's Southeast Asian Games battle slated May 12 to 23 at the Heron Lake Golf Course in Vinh Phuc Province, northeast of Hanoi. Rian Maliksi, the 2020 National Stroke Player winner who dominated the pros in the last Ladies Philippine Golf Tour sortie at Midlands, heads the chase along with the Elocri Duqui and the ITSA-backed players Maki Singson, Eagle Superlal, and Arnie Taginas in what promises to be a spirited duel of shot-making and wits of young talents in one of the country's toughest courses. A tight, fierce battle is also expected in the men's side with Ryan Monsalve, who steered Manila Southwoods to a dominant run in the last Philam International or Invitational in Baguio, disputing top honors with Jed D, Sean Ramos, Gab Manotok, Jet Hernandez, Perry Bucay, and Dylan Castillo, among others. The national men's team, made up of Luis Castro, Adric Chan, and Ramos, settled for the team bronze in the last Southeast Asian Games. And that wraps up the stories for this morning, but before we go, we would like to thank the following: SM Store, Mandaue City, Department of Tourism, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, Empire Eastland Holdings Incorporated, and Overseas Community Affairs Council Member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Venice Bautista on Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning.
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its vibrant community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tercito are available on our community Viber.